Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Tyson Fury has been named by Forbes magazine as the highest earning boxer in the sport, and this is in their highest paid athletes in the world list, which comes out annually. So their methodology is June to June. So Fury is listed at number 1. We'll scroll down here. So Roger Federer tops the list, over $100 million, $106 million. But interestingly, because of the pandemic, guys like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Neymar, all taking haircuts on their pay. But you can see here, Fury is in at number 11, and he's one of 3 heavyweights. So see here, Joshua at 19. He was, I think, 13th last year. And then you have Deontay Wilder at 20. So Wilder was 56th last year. So we'll get to that soon. Tyson Fury wasn't even on the list, but he's had 3 fights in the past year. So that's really helped him with his lucrative ESPN deal. And then obviously that pay-per-view with Wilder generating a decent chunk of his earnings. But I'm not sure how accurate some of the predicted salaries are, because I'll come to that in a moment. But if we get to Tyson Fury, open him up. So number 11, $57 million in earnings, good for 11th place. Salary winnings, $50 million. Endorsements, $7 million. And the methodology section, which it does sort of, I'll just scroll down to it, talks about from June 1st to June 1st. And it does have stuff around endorsements, etc., but it doesn't really go into too much detail about how accurate the purses for boxers especially are. I mean, I wouldn't expect that sort of detail down there, but for some of these guys, that make the list, like basketballers in the NBA, their contracts, it's public, you know what they're getting. But for boxers, it can often be a different story. We heard that Tyson Fury, for his Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin fights, got about $11 and $12 million respectively. And there was reports that he got about $29, $30 million for facing Deontay Wilder, and that was guaranteed. And then whatever he was going to get an upside from the pay-per-view, if there was any. But just my rough maths on, say it is $29 million, and then you add in 11 and 12, that's more than $50 million in salary. But obviously, we don't know the exact earnings, but there is that sort of thing that there's international pay-per-view money, there's other streams of revenue that factor into some of these events. So it's kind of hard to really get a proper gauge on some of the stuff with these boxers. And Tyson Fury is listed at number 1 here, but if you go to Anthony Joshua, who was 13th last year, 19th this year, so his reported earnings are $47 million. And I was looking at this thinking, well, if their methodology is from June 1st to June 1st, and he reportedly got somewhere around $30 million for the first Ruiz fight, which was on June 1st, and then you have the rematch where he reportedly got that or more, I don't know where $36 million in winnings, how accurate that can be. The endorsements, I mean, that's also seemingly finger in the air stuff. Deontay Wilder, I think it's the same again. Remembering he had a fight with Luis Ortiz, that was reportedly somewhere around $20 million guaranteed. And as I said, I mean, they've actually estimated for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury about $25 million for their rematch. And who knows how accurate that figure is. So just my sort of, adding up on what we know. Wilder could be underpaid by, some millions here as well. So he's good for 20th on the list here. I mean, I guess putting all that aside in the numbers and how accurate they are, it does show that within boxing, heavyweight boxing in particular, for big fights, even though boxing is considered a niche sport, there is certainly still a market for it, money in the sport. All these guys, I mean, Fury wasn't on the list a year ago, and now 3 fights, he is at 11th spot. Joshua, 2 fights, number 19. Deontay Wilder, 2 fights, number 20. And Wilder actually in 2019 said he would soon be the highest paid athlete in the world. So he's actually come up from 56th spot to number 20. I'm not sure that he's going to be rivaling the likes of, Federer, Ronaldo, Messi, who are all sort of around that $100 million mark. but certainly he has been climbing. And if he has another fight with Tyson Fury and it does well, he will be on the list again, undoubtedly. So Tyson Fury is number 1. You have Joshua number 2, Wilder number 3. And actually, some people believe that mirrors the current sort of heavyweight sort of standings right now. The other boxer on the list, Canelo Alvarez. So last year, he was number 4 with about $94 million in earnings. And part of the reason that he hasn't sort of been higher up the list, he's had fewer fights. We know he's got guaranteed money on that DAZN deal. He would have had a fight in May, and that would have propelled him probably also into the top 20 or so. But yeah, what do you make of this? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, all raking in the millions. Tens of millions of dollars in the past year. I have a question about the accuracy of the salary and earnings that they have, because boxing, often you don't really know the full number for some of these guys because of back-end money. All the revenue streams aren't necessarily visible to the public. Sometimes you might hear a headline purse number, but they can get paid all sorts of stuff on the back end, and remembering also they have certain things they're guaranteed in their contracts. So yeah, what do you make of this? Interesting list. 3 heavyweights in the top 20, 4 boxers in the top 100, Canelo the other one. Drop a comment loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.